Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss, Pauly Howard with you live. Downtown Las Vegas, Circa Resort and Casino is the spot. Big show lined up today over the next 3 hours. In 30 minutes, Fantasy Football Hall of Famer Paul Charchian with fantasy drafting advice. He'll give you a handful of players that he is not touching at their current average draft position. And the team that'll have the most improved offense in the NFL this year. Adam Burke from VSiN. Best bets, futures in football with him in an hour. Paul Stone's going to preview the Big Ten and the ACC, Pauly, with best bets on win totals and outright winners coming up in 90 minutes. He'll be on for 2 full segments. And in about 45 minutes, we will pay tribute to a true American legend. Can you believe this? Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan in like a couple of days?
No. Stunning. Yeah. The surprise was that Ozzy lasted that long, to go to 76.
Right.
But to be one of the Black Sabbath, one of the biggest bands ever, and instrumental in heavy metal. And then you lose. I mean, everyone knows growing up in the 80s, say your prayers, eat your vitamins. I had the Hulkamaniacs running wild. You can remember the interviews. Let me tell you something, brother. But you had the vitamins that they actually were going out there. Mm-hmm. The Hulk Hogan vitamins. You had the cartoons that they aired as well. And then you were watching every week on USA and every Saturday morning with your dad. And then the toys that they had, too.
For
the
sure.
toys
the
were
dolls,
huge. I mean,
yeah.
this guy, how big this guy was, it was enormous what he was doing. And then to be in the Rocky movie... And it was, I would rank them this way. And I like your tweet earlier today. When you're talking mid-'80s, I'm taking biggest celebrities in the world. I think it's Michael Jackson and Hulk Hogan.
I'm telling you, here's the thing. You take a picture. Here's what my buddy and I used to always talk about. You take a picture of these guys and you travel and you go to like India, right? Or you go to somewhere in Africa or you go somewhere across the world and you show them a picture. Are they going to recognize that person? That's how we would try to put it like into context and then have that discussion. Hogan's going to be recognized as much as any of these other guys for the most part. I mean, he's okay. So Michael Jackson, he's a juggernaut. But Prince and Madonna, he's probably bigger than them back in the 80s and the 90s. Yeah. I think you got to compare him to like Schwarzenegger and how big he was. Jack Nicholson, 70s and 80s probably.
Bigger.
Was he bigger than Mike Tyson?
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah, Tyson was later on.
Oh, yeah.
Where's Eddie Murphy in this?
Well, he was
Saturday
a
Night Live
machine.
and Beverly Hills Cop and his movies. Eddie Murphy was also big.
Like, I'm not fooling around. We're talking Bird Magic territory, bigger than that.
Probably.
Universally speaking.
Yeah. Headlined the first WrestleMania in 1985. Gets 1 million pay-per-view buys. Goes on the Rocky movie. And then WrestleMania 3, 80,000 people at the Pontiac Silverdome when he takes on Andre the Giant. And this had to be Saturday night's main event.
The main event,
Remember, it would like once a month, no Saturday Night Live, it was wrestling. So the rematch, months later, 33 million people watched on NBC.
Think about that for a second.
That's unbelievable, that number. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it.
Oh, wrestling was, I mean, come on, Paul. Back in the 80s and then the early, and then when he flipped to the NWO, Kevin Nash with a tweet today, NWO for life and beyond.
One of our favorite interviews ever.
Kevin Nash.
Unbelievable. Believe it or not, Kevin Nash.
Incredible interview.
I think we talked to him for an hour.
Yeah, he was so good. But then when he made that heel turn, I mean, come on.
Yes.
That's the best turn ever.
Yeah.
So.
Because it's like people are getting sick of the product. How long can he do this? And then he completely becomes, not only goes to the competition, but he becomes the bad guy, and then he's wearing the black and the NWO and all that. That was incredible what he was doing. And then the comeback, and they beat the WWF in ratings 83 weeks in a row. Unprecedented. That's what happened there. So what these guys do, where it was just the entertainment value and what they were doing with WrestleMania, and he headlined 7 of the first 8 WrestleManias. And what he was like, and everyone would, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, and all that stuff, and everyone was buying it. What he was selling.
Yeah, we'll ask you as a sports betting network, right? Because my social media feeds today, it was nothing but Hulkamania. That was it. I mean, people were talking about it. I mean, that's how big the guy was, 71 years old, passed away earlier today. We'll ask you, what do you do to get away? What do you do to relax? What do you find entertaining to break away and just like step aside from sports betting when you want to do something else, or when you just need a breather, when you need a minute to clear your head? Like, what do you do overall? And I think if you're like our age, you absolutely just grew up with wrestling and you couldn't get enough of it. And, this was the guy at the forefront. He was, people's hero, Spanky, who's putting together Bet Bash, right? Been betting. That's all he does. Pro better. Tweeted out earlier today, RIP to my hero. How many people felt the same way?
Yeah. These are talented guys, too. To go through that schedule, that grueling schedule, night in, night out, and he had back issues and the health at the end. What they were, no days off and the travel and come out there and break your back to entertain the fans. And then they were doing, you see it with The Rock and Cena and Hogan. They are talented guys. And to go up there and that's...
Mick Foley.
To make mistakes, and even Ric Flair and all that, and to be that entertaining. I'm talking about interviews and what you're doing with the trash talk, right? Let me tell you, Mean Gene, right? And then just go off for 5 minutes straight.
That's right.
Whether it was ad-libbed or whatever. It was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, the Stone Cold and the Rock stuff on the mic back in the early 2000s, that's as good as I've ever seen in my entire life. But Hulkamania, I mean, that doesn't happen if Hulk Hogan never exists, right? Hogan set the path for all these guys. So
yes, right, right. You didn't think you could become this popular and this big. Right. What he was doing.
Yeah,
and what it was, yeah, right. But he was doing. It starts when you beat the Iron Sheik, and then to play Andre the Giant stuff. I mean, who would think that was possible?
I know.
We're going to fill a football stadium to watch wrestling, and then we'll do the rematch, and 33 million people will watch it.
And he's going to slam. I watched that replay today 10 times, like most of you did probably as well, when he slammed the Giant all those years ago. I thought we were also going to get some crap, not that bad, but crappy news in the NFL today. Like this happens every single year. Right away, the tweets came in. Justin Fields, trainers came out, 11 on 11. And so he limped off to the sideline. After that, tweets were going out that he had to get carted off because he was limping so bad. Checked by a trainer. Wasn't great at the time. I'm like, oh, boy, here we go. Let's look at the depth chart here. The quarterback room for the Jets. Tyrod Taylor, Adrian Martinez, Brady Cook. Going to be a long year. I mean, even if this guy plays, expectations can't be too high for the Jets, obviously. But it has since been, they looked at him, obviously. They evaluated. He's been listed as day-to-day. But, Paul, brace yourselves, right? This happens, and it sucks. Like,
No, don't say that.
What?
I don't want to be gloomy Gus with that. I'm
not going to be gloomy, Gus. It happens every single year like clockwork, and I hate it.
Well, I don't think this one's big, though.
No, it's not.
I thought maybe Achilles, once you or ACL when you heard the first report. But then again, I can't believe he got 2 years, $40 million, and
neither can
low
I.
expectations with the Jets. I don't think there's big a downgrade to Tyrod Taylor, anyways. My thinking was not just if something happened to Fields, but is that it for Tannehill? Is someone ever going to sign that guy if there's a big injury, and will he come out of retirement? But
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, they got the good news on him, and it's just a dislocated toe.
I'll give you this. Tyrod Taylor played 11 games for the Giants back in 2023. Without looking, guess how long ago he was the Bills quarterback?
Won a playoff game.
They made the play. They lost to the Jags 10-3.
Oh, they lost that game. Okay, thank you.
Guess how long ago that was? That doesn't feel like it's too long ago, but then you start to do the math. Josh Allen came out.
7 years?
2017.
Oh, God.
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
He's been, and I've always had the back of Tyrod Taylor. I think he's been absolutely serviceable in different spots.
Yeah.
But look, I bet the Giants win total under 5.5 a while back because their schedule is so impossible this year. And they named Russell Wilson the starting quarterback today. More on that in a minute. But I think their win total is 5.5. The Jets win total is 6.5. Are we sure the Jets are better than the Giants? I get it. Their division is easier and their schedule is easier than the Giants. But do we think with Justin Fields at quarterback, even if he's healthy and he plays 50, they're going to be better than the Giants?
He can't throw the ball.
No, he can't. They hide him.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't. It could be ugly with the Jets. It could be ugly with the Browns. I don't know what it's going to look like with Tennessee and Ward. It could be bad in Indianapolis.
There's a
lot of teams like that as well. And I can throw another one in here too. and we'll get to this coming up with Paul Charchian. That was an interesting interview that Tua had about, this is not just going to forgive and forget with Tyreek Hill after you say that on the way out the door when the season ends.
Yep. By the way, earlier today, the quarterback to take the first snap for the Giants at DraftKings before he was named the quarterback, Wilson, was minus 750. I'm not going to be as high on Malik Neighbors this year with Russell Wilson as a starter, although it was obvious to me that he was going to be the guy. Like if Jameis was named the starter and we knew that he was going to play like 10, 12 games, I'd be betting Malik Neighbors to be Offensive Player of the Year.
Well, that's surprising. He had a rapport with Pickens. Some deep shot. The one thing he does well is throw the ball down the sideline.
Yeah, it's not enough for me.
That? Yeah.
Well, I mean, look what Winston did with Judy last year.
Yeah.
And then the quarterback in New Orleans, Shuck, is minus 250. I looked for Colts numbers today. I couldn't find anything.
That's outrageous. He's having a bad camp. He's minus 250?
Yeah.
Wow. That's too high.
Hayner earlier today was 25-1. Didn't Kellen Moore announce today that Hayner's going to get like the first string reps?
Well, maybe he's just hard on himself, whatever. There was a quote where he goes, right now, I suck. I mean, he said that. Yeah. I've been terrible. Yep. We're a week away from a game. Chargers, Lions, Hall of Fame game. Get our NFL betting guide, and our college guide comes out August 5th. The offer for $175 through the Super Bowl expires a week from today. Every best bet, every host, every guest, the betting splits, DraftKings, and Circa. Don't wait now. Again, expires July 31st. The analytics, the tools, the pro systems, the dog videos, live on-demand shows, vsin.com/subscribe. $175 through the Super Bowl. Get it now, brother.
The strikeout model at vsin.com really likes one pitcher tonight. Find out who it is next here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Short card tonight in Major League Baseball. What do you think of the way that Manfred puts out the schedule and the league does this? Right?
Yeah, just after the All-Star break, too.
Sure.
With a short card, yeah.
Four games, Pauly, on a Thursday night. One earlier today, the Orioles hung on to beat the Guardians by a score of 4-3. So you get the Blue Jays playing at the Tigers. Adam Burke's going to join the program coming up in about 45 minutes. He has a play on this game tonight. Lauer takes on Reese Olson. Lauer has a 2.80 ERA on the year. Pretty damn good. The FIP, still respectable, 3.82. More than 9.5 Ks per nine. He is better at home than he is on the road. Meanwhile, Olson, a 2.71 ERA versus a 3.77 FIP. Almost 9 Ks per nine, does not allow many home runs at all. A 2.3 ERA in 5 home starts. Blue Jays absolutely on fire, and yet look at this number. Minus 136 here at Circa on the Tigers.
Yeah, huge game, huge series, 4 games set. Houston 60-42. Toronto, same record. And Detroit now 60-43. And that's big because you go back a week ago, 2 weeks ago, you're thinking, well, worst they're going to do is maybe the 2 seed. Which how good this team is, and now they're scuffling, lost 9-10, and haven't been able to score. And it's a ton of guys. Green's in a funk, Keith's in a funk. Baez does have good numbers against Lauer, but they got to snap out of this. And this is big because you go back, and there was a good breakdown today I was watching. The 3 seed has not done well. Number one, you want to get that bye, and you don't want to play, but the 3 seed has lost 4 of the 6 series in the wild card round. So that's what they're looking at now, and with this funk, and they got to break. That's just embarrassing to get swept by Pittsburgh, and you couldn't do anything offensively. So not only a big game tonight, a huge series, and Toronto coming off another win as well. As the Blue Jays are hot, 2 teams headed in opposite directions. Tough one tonight.
How about this? Blue Jays plus a half a run in the first 5 at minus 125. I don't hate that.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty decent. By the way, we'll do win totals, updated numbers. Caesars, they posted a ton of teams, not all of them, but a lot of teams for the rest of the year. And full season win total on the Blue Jays is 91.5. How that number has changed, by the way, if you go back 6 to 8 weeks.
And I think they're going to get a Merrill Kelly or someone like that next week, too, and help out and add a pitcher. So it's no more of do you believe that they're for real?
Yep. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah.
You like betting Sonny Gray in certain spots. I think specifically when he's at home.
I have them 11-1 at home in his starts.
Oh, well, look at his numbers overall. His splits, 2.84 home ERA. Paul, it goes up by 3 full runs when he's on the road, which is insane. Yep. The whip and the Ks are pretty much the same. Overall on the year, He's been a little bit unlucky, by the way, a 328 BABIP, which is batting average of balls in play. That the league average is about 300, maybe a little bit below, and almost 10 Ks per nine. They're getting Yu Darvish tonight. 13 innings pitched on the year. ERA is higher than 6, and he is walking so far almost 5 batters per 9 innings.
This one's tough because the 11-1 record in his home starts, and he's 3-0 with a 1.59 against the Padres career, but he's been horrible the last 4 starts. And he's got an ERA of almost 8 going back. And plus, they're playing horrible baseball. It is an audition for him, though, too. I think they're going to trade him. I would love to have him if I'm a contender. But it could be a fire sale with St. Louis after how poorly they're playing and what happened in Colorado. They shouldn't be $1.60, though. And the Friars are in a bit of a funk offensively as they continue this 10-game road trip that they lost 2 out of 3 against the Marlins and couldn't do anything offensively. So I would lean St. Louis just because of how strong they've been in his home starts, but it's just knowing that bags are packed and you could be out the door in a week doesn't give me a lot of confidence in this game either way.
So does this qualify as some sort of a Malinsky special when a team goes on the road for a while and they make their first trip back home to play in their first game? We had the All-Star break.
I don't think it qualifies.
Well, here, let me run this down.
Yeah.
They had that whole time off for the All-Star break, came back, got swept at Arizona, and that was embarrassing. They got absolutely lambasted. The road trip continued this week at Colorado. They lost 2 out of 3, including 8-4 and 6-0, and now they're back at home today to take on San Diego. Maybe if you tie in the All-Star break, you can qualify it here as a mini Malinsky special.
I don't. If you want to do that, okay.
All right, A's are playing at the Astros. Yep. Severino takes on Jason Alexander. And Severino splits another guy here. 3.10 road ERA versus 6.68 when he's pitching in Sacramento. 1.11 whip versus 1.62 when he's at home. Astros blazing hot, minus 144 in this game.
Don't you see runs here? Why is this total so low? And you got Alexander with the spot start because of McCullers getting hurt. Mm-hmm. And Houston continuing to get it done, what they did in Arizona. Best record in one-run games this season. And I think they can touch up Severino here as well. And an incredible job. Again, I know what happened in the past, but you have to respect this organization. 17 players are on the IL. All these starting pitchers that have been hurt. And here they are with this record of 60-42.
Now, how about this? That record is currently tied with Toronto as the best in the entire American League. Each of those clubs are a half a game up on the Tigers now at 60-43.
I'd go over, and I'd lean Houston in the game.
Yeah, so would I.
Get that, yes?
All right, so the Mariners are playing at the Angels. I deemed this a very important series yesterday on the show for Seattle. Boy, and look at the Angels still taking money in this game. Kikuchi takes on Evans. Kikuchi at home. Dynamite, a sub-2 ERA versus 4.27 on the road. A 1.15 whip versus 1.61. But to me, if the Mariners here would lose like 3 out of 4, that's going to be a potential problem for them to make the playoffs.
You should still go for it, though, at the deadline.
Of course you should, yes.
They got to make a move and get a stick, and I don't think Naylor's enough. And don't let the Yankees get Suarez. That the Seattle's got to get this guy. And
totally
also,
agree.
The story here has been the one-run games, too, with both teams. Seattle 21-13 in one-run games. The Angels 19-12. But they were actually in this, too. You know, for a time, they were the most profitable team ROI in baseball.
They're only 5 out of the wild card.
Yeah, right. But they just got swept by the Mets, though. But fair points about how big this series is for both teams. And a little surprised that the Angels are $1.60. But Seattle's got to get going here and play some good ball and make a big move in a week.
All right, so here's the bet that I have on this game. Before the show started here at Circa, I bet Kikuchi's K-prop over 6.5 at plus 115. I am currently looking at the K-prop projections on our website, which is vsin.com. I would encourage you to look at that every day when you're handicapping baseball. All you do when you go to the website is click on Tools at the top and then go down to the K projections. So the Ballpark Pal projections tonight, they are projecting him for 7.63 Ks in this game. And so they made 7.5 minus 107. You can find 2-1 or maybe a little bit higher on over 7.5. That's an alt number, and based on their numbers, that is a 68% like plus EV bet for them to make. So they're super high on Kikuchi tonight, and they'd be betting and stacking him up. They have him like going 22% to get 10 plus Ks in this game tonight, per their model overall. So I have not laddered him yet tonight. I might when the show is done. But I definitely, based on this number anyway, and the Mariners, they have a tendency to strike out quite a bit in some of these games when they take on really good K pitchers. Kikuchi can be that way. So give me that over 6.5 at plus money all day long.
Baez has good numbers against Lauer. Diaz hits 400 against Severino. Arenado's hitting 400 against Darvish. And Machado has good numbers against Sonny Gray. If you want to play some props. A $500 try from GBank First Bet and VSiN. Open a GBank Visa Signature credit card in the first 90 days. Deposit and play through $1,000 to trigger the $500 try. $200 in cash back rewards on your GBank Visa Signature credit card. First Bet gives you a $100 deposit match, and we complete it with a free 6-month subscription. The $500 try from GBank First Bet and VSiN. Head to vsin.com/GBank. One-time promotion limited to customers opening a new account in response to this offer. Apply today. Terms and conditions apply.
I'll give you a couple of other K props right now that Ballpark Pal, they're high on. Logan Evans in that same game, they projected the line to be 4.5. They made his K projection at 4.84. And minus 115 odds there. You can find plus 127 in that neighborhood to go over 4.5. They have that at 21% value. And Eric Lauer for the Blue Jays, they made the projection 5.26. His prop tonight is 4.5, and they actually think there's value in betting plus money on over 5.5. They are projecting Yu Darvish for 3.19 Ks tonight. It's 3.5, I believe, with the K prop. And Alexander for the Astros, they project at 3.1 Ks in this game, and that would be going under his K prop as well. Severino would be another one. They don't like his K prop tonight. They think they project him at 4.57.
You doing anything with Angel Reese?
It was 12.5 again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, they've been playing high-scoring games, but it just they're 11-point dogs again tonight at home.
Let me ask you this:
she's going to go over if they can compete.
That's the key, right?
Yeah, but you don't know what team you're going to get. They beat Minnesota. They get blown out. They hung in there against Minnesota in the back-to-back at home, and then the game she didn't play, they got embarrassed.
Would you lay about $1.45 on 12+ rebounds?
Yeah. That sounds good.
Yeah.
And I think she bounces back with the points, too. Because she would have got there if she played the entire game.
Right. All right, let's follow the money.
That's 12.5, 13.5. Depends where you shop.
Fantasy Football Hall of Famer Paul Charchian on the program coming up next. He'll tell you about a handful of players he's not touching anywhere close to their current ADP. And the most improved offense in the NFL this year will be...
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
A lot to get into here with the first guest on today's program. Fantasy Football Hall of Famer Paul Charchian joins the show now, and he is on the progressive guest line. Charch, good afternoon. Thanks for the time as always, buddy. How are you?
Well, I'm great because it's kind of like football season now. Fantasy leagues are starting to get activated. People are starting to plan their leagues, change rules, figure out their draft day, all that stuff. So it's kind of fantasy season, which obviously we adore.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start with, do you want to do like a negative look at fantasy to begin here? Guys who are...
Yeah, let's get it out of the way.
Okay, yeah, you are currently like not touching with where they're like landing with their current ADP. Go ahead, take it away.
Yep, and by ADP, we're talking average draft position.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon, ADP 58. That is too high for me. And I feel kind of bad about lighting up Joe Mixon on his birthday. Happy birthday, Joe Mixon, 29 years old. Hopefully not celebrating in Adrian Peterson fashion with the Arabian-themed party, including the camels. I think ultimately Adrian liked to have that birthday party back.
Yes, right. Yes.
Having that money
Ice
right
sculptures and other crap, yeah.
I can't remember all that. Yeah. Texans offensive line, awful last year, might be worse this year. Last year, 30th in ESPN's run block win rate, 27th in Pro Football Focus's run block rating. Doesn't look better on paper this season. Also worrisome, Mixon just plain ran out of gas last year. Over the final 6 games, he drooped all the way down to 29th in rushing yards, 31st in yards per carry, 25th in avoided tackle rate. I don't like to see that on my aging veterans that they ran out of gas last year, because then you ask yourself, okay, if that was the final 6 games last year, is that going to be the final half of the season this year? 2,100 career touches for Joe Mixon. That's a ton as well. The team signed Nick Chubb, which raises an eyebrow, and I think Chubb's going to be a thorn in his side. And Mixon right now has got an ankle injury, which hopefully won't be a factor going into the season. Maybe not. But, I just roll that together, and at pick number 58, I can get a lot more sure things, and I'd rather drink a glass of fire ants than take Joe Mixon at pick 58.
All right. Strong.
Yeah.
Very good. Excellent, my friend. We talked about this earlier, briefly before you came on. There was interesting comments from Tua about, Hill said, I want out after the final game against the Jets. Yeah. And so interesting what you want to do with Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill, by the way, all kinds of drop problems last year, and obviously an aged player. So 31 years old for Tyreek Hill. And, you and I talked about this, both of us, we talked a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Things can go wrong in Miami a lot of ways. Tua gets hurt. Devon Achane gets hurt. Mm-hmm. Offensive line was bad last year, could be just as bad this year, maybe even worse. They lost Terron Armstead. And just Hill's play fell off so hard. His average draft position is pick 21. So you're going to have to take him at that stage. We're talking middle end of the second round for a guy coming off a terrible season. To me, that is just too big of a risk. And then if you look at last year and you go, oh, well, that was just because Tua was missing so much time. Okay, but Tua played 12 games with Tyreek Hill, and he finished as wide receiver 30 or worse in 5 of those games. It's just the inconsistency level was too high, the diminishing play, the price on Tyreek Hill, too high.
I remember last year I took him 2nd overall. So I still have a bad taste in my mouth over that one. This one's going to sting to hear because the guy is like a rock solid Hall of Famer. Mike Evans has been in the NFL since 2014. Right? 836 catches. We all know that he's had more than 1,000 yards every single year, almost unheard of. And he scored double-digit touchdowns 6 times. But you don't want to touch him right now? Why is that?
Well, and I hate it too, because Evans is great. Take nothing away from Mike Evans, who, by the way, he's the reason Johnny Manziel even got drafted in the NFL. Getting under those Johnny Manziel, bombs that were nowhere near him, and then Evans go pull those things in college. That was great. But anyway, the reason I'm nervous about Evans this year, one, I tend to like to get out 1 year too early than 1 year too late on older players. And you can see that as a theme with the players we're talking about here today. The passing game is going to struggle without their left tackle. Tristan Wirfs is awesome. Pro Football Focus's #1 ranked pass blocking tackle. He's expected to start the season on the PUP list. So, that means he's going to miss that first third of the season. That could hurt this offense. Then there's this. Last year, Evans was awesome when Chris Godwin wasn't playing. After Chris Godwin wrecked his ankle, it was all Evans then. But when Godwin was healthy, then Evans just wasn't the same guy. He's wide receiver 21 in PPR leagues with Godwin. He was wide receiver 2 without Godwin. Now, Godwin's hurt right now, but I think either Godwin's going to be healthy enough for the beginning of the season, or rookie Emeka Egbuka, who I'm really high on, can just walk right into that slot job. And, Egbuka, first-round wide receiver, he's going to, if Godwin can't go, he's going to start there. Incredibly productive at Ohio State. He's NFL ready by many metrics. So I just worry where we're seeing Mike Evans go pick 37 in fantasy drafts. It might be just a little bit high for a guy that we have a ton of respect for, but maybe we get out a year early on Mike Evans.
You're almost talking me into betting Emeka to win Offensive Rookie of the Year here, Charch.
Look, if he starts week 1 and he's anywhere near what he could be, Egbuka's got a route to be Rookie of the Year. And get this. So Chris Godwin last year, running from the slot in this same offense. Granted, it was a Liam Cohen offense last year, so it'll be a little bit different here. But really, they're going to hold over most of the same concepts. Chris Godwin was averaging from the slot for the Bucs 9 targets a game. If those 9 targets a game or anything like it's going to go to Emeka Egbuka, well, forget it. Then Godwin on this ankle becomes much more of a non-factor, and Egbuka could just be your week 1 starter and just hold the job. And that's your pathway for him to be Rookie of the Year.
That's great.
Okay, this one makes sense. I'm surprised he's going this high. Kelsey had 90-plus yards in 2 games in the regular season last year and only scored 3 touchdowns.
we're out on Kelsey. And look, I know this is like a, hey, where was this last year? Because we saw the production go down last year, but he was still finished as tight end 5 for fantasy. But I think that's just the beginning of the slide here. I don't think he's nearly as safe as people want to believe. You know, if you look ahead to this season, he's 35 years old. And for the first time in years, Patrick Mahomes has got a surplus of viable targets. Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown, Rasheed minus his suspension. He's going to miss maybe 2 or 3 games. We don't know. And the way the NFL works, maybe that's not even this year. Who knows? They've got rookie Jalen Royals, who they're pretty excited about. And then Brashard Smith can catch out of the backfield. They haven't had that in a long time. So there's a very real chance that Kelsey's target volume, which has been so critical to his fantasy success, that all drops off pretty hard here if in this season. So again, a reoccurring theme here is older players we're going to get out on when we think the cliff is coming for these guys.
It's a conversation that has to be had every single year before you get into your fantasy drafts. You just do. Paul Charchian, our guest, Fantasy Football Hall of Famer, he is on the Progressive Guest Line. So every time that you come on during the preseason, you want to give out a sleeper this year. Yeah. Who do you have for us today?
Juwan Jennings, the San Francisco wide receiver. I love him. I've got him 30 spots higher than his average draft position in my rankings. So that's like, we're saying take him 2-3 rounds ahead. Pretty much everybody believes the Niners offense is going to be a lot better this season. You get Christian McCaffrey, you get Trent Williams back. That alone will be a really big factor. Jennings looks like this team's go-to wide receiver. Brandon Ayuk looks months away from playing probably. That's certainly going to be a factor here. They cut bait on Deebo Samuel, traded him away, obviously. So he looks like this team's number 1 wideout. And he was sneaky great last year. Juwan Jennings, Pro Football Focus's wide receiver 18 in the league. He ranked 14th in yards per route run. And last year, as just kind of an irregular starter, in 10 games in which he had 6 or more targets, Juwan Jennings averaged 78 yards and half a touchdown per game. So when he saw 6 or more targets as an irregular starter, 78 yards, half a touchdown per game. To give you a sense of what level that puts you at, 78 yards and half a touchdown per game is CeeDee Lamb and Devontae Adams last year.
Wow. Okay. I like Pearsall as well, Jennings, for what it's worth. In about 45 seconds, can you tell everybody the most improved offense this year will be which squad?
Jacksonville. We don't ever have to see Mac Jones again, so there's that. But also, they get Liam Cohen, love him. Travis Hunter is going to be a total game changer on offense. Tank Bigsby could be this year's Liam Cohen's Bucky Irving from last year. Those two are stylistically very similar. This running game could get going. And then I really like this rookie they drafted. Bashal Tutin could also be just a freak athlete. He could be a big factor in this offense. You add all that together, newfound competency with the coaching staff. I like Jacksonville to make a big move offensively this year.
And awesome spot as always, my man. Thanks so much for the time. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Ton of fun. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
There you go. You can follow him on X. He is at Paul Charchian, and he joined us here on the Progressive Guest Line. I don't think I would draft Travis Kelce this year.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
I mean,
no way. Look at those numbers. That's incredible.
Oh, you can't deny it.
Yeah. He played well in one of the 3 playoff games, too.
Yeah, right.
That's it.
And he always
shut down in the last 2.
He was always Mahomes' go-to guy in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Win, lose up next. We'll get your reaction to Hulk Hogan passing away today. We'll tie it into, as a sports betting network, what do you do to get away or to relax when you need a break from betting?
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night? Wow, winning. Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Pauly Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
We needed 60 more seconds yesterday. As soon as we got off the air, fireworks at Dodger Stadium. They walk it off. 11-1 in play. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the 9th. Betts reaches. Intentionally walk Ohtani. Another walk. Freeman with 2 strikes, base hit. 4-3 Dodgers drive home safely.
By the way, when you do those bets on next plate appearance or fire bets, they do not pay off on an intentional walk.
Yeah.
That is a refund, unfortunately.
Damn.
But that was wild.
See it
As the
coming.
show was ending, you could just, it
Yeah.
was from what are we, 4 hours away? You could just see it. It was happening in real time.
After the intentional walk, then he falls behind the guy, 3-0?
Yeah.
And he walks him, and then he can't put Freeman away. Bichette to go deep 7-1. Seager 3-1. All rise, Judge plus 260. Castellanos 5-1. Harper plus 250. Schwarber 2-1. All go deep.
Well, that's a lot from the Phillies side there.
Yeah, well, get to that. Atlanta Phoenix over 160 up to 164 in the WNBA. And that goes over after a high-scoring second half. Subscribe, be part of the team, vsin.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos at Pauly Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in, we'll put you on. Seahawks Sanders has been around, follow the money since day one. He's on the show tomorrow, and he said, if these cross-sport parlays futures hit, I'm going to Bora Bora. They hit, there he is, there's the picture, there's proof. Oh, wow.
Oh,
That's incredible.
that is a huge flex, man.
Yes.
My
Could you
God.
look at that? Stay right there in the little hut?
Yeah, of
Out on
course.
the water?
Yeah.
Oh, that freaked me out a little bit.
No, come on, that's
Yeah?
living. It's like a 17-hour flight, I think, too.
I'm not a strong swimmer.
Yeah, I can see that.
Is it that long?
It's
Oh,
super long,
no.
yeah. Yeah, it's
I'm
a full
out.
day.
Wow.
Yeah, there's no way you
Okay.
could pull that off.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
But I love that. He put it out
Yep.
there, like, if these hit, I'm taking my wife to Bora Bora. They
Yeah.
all cash, man of his word.
All right. Full breakdown coming up tomorrow. That's excellent. This is betrayal here. Volume up. See the little French bulldog? He thinks he's getting a treat, right? Oh, he gets a treat. There's a pill in there, right? Get the pill. And he figures it out and he tastes it, right? He goes, you slip it out on me. What do you do with the pill?
You spit it back at her.
No.
Did you just realize you had a pill?
He realizes, she goes, she's taunting him. Oh, did you taste pill there? Huh? Right? He goes, and he barks at her like to tell her to bleep off. And then he walks
Yeah.
away in disgust.
Yeah.
Look at his attitude. I love this, the attitude on the French
Oh,
bulldog.
total attitude here.
That's great.
That's all it is.
Oh, I love it. How dare you put a pill in my banana?
I
Look at
can't
this.
believe he did that to me.
Right. That's what he's saying right here. And then finally he's like, here it is. Yeah. Bleep you. When he does, the head goes back.
Oh, yeah.
He barks at
And
her,
then,
and he
yeah.
walks off in the living room. Get lost. How could you do that to me? That's awesome. Oh, I love that. So good. Our guy Peppermill Tim up in Reno.
good God.
This guy hits $20,000 Royals like nothing. No problem. And here's another one where he goes to his local spot at the Peppermill and hits the Royale with cheese. He's a big 49er fan as well. Holds 3. Gets it with the Hearts and another 20,000. Good for him. Excellent job. One lose some video. Your parody account, who always travels, does a great job. And here we go. He didn't think he was going to encounter this in first class. Oh yeah, first class. Got the barefoot, feet up, having a good time. Incredible. As your parody account tweeted, first class, no class.
Yeah, right.
Right there. What's he playing, blackjack on the screen? He's playing blackjack.
Blackjack or hearts or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not hearts, but yeah.
Oh, boy. Incredible. Good job. Put him on Front Street. The bad beats. Oh, man. Phillies first 5. A moose in Philadelphia. They led 5-0 in the 5th. No soup for you. A 6 spot for the Red Sox.
Oh.
And for the game, which we had, the Phillies had won 67 straight games at home. Up 5+ runs or more. Let it get away. And the Twins, 2 outs, nobody on in the 9th. And they lose. And the Dodgers walk it off. Before the line moves, the sharp play is already there. They don't follow the market. They help shape it. Jeff and the crew, been around since 2011. Not a side hustle. Documented results, logs, and transparent results. Sharpplays.com, trusted by pros, watched by the books. Stay ahead of the line, backed by advanced AI. Connected to trusted insider sources. The edge that serious bettors count on every day. Free reports, real-time alerts, market-moving insights straight to your inbox or X feed. Sharpplays.com. Stay ahead of the game on the line. Sharpplays.com.
Yeah, the horrible news today that American legend Hulk Hogan passed away at the age of 71 years old. If you're like us, children of the 80s, he was an American institution and almost like your hero.
Yeah, it's like Ozzy, too. It takes you back to your childhood.
No doubt.
You
Yeah,
know,
I mean,
you-
our childhood was really ripped away from us here this week. So we're asking you, because he was so big, like, what do you do today? This is a sports betting network to, like, get away, to, like, you all bet. You're all probably, like, I don't know, betting throughout the entire day, the morning. You're probably like on group texts. You're probably looking for best numbers all the time. You got a little bit of time to listen to this show, to listen to the network at certain times of the day. You might have a family, who knows? But what do you do to relax? What do you do to get away when you need a break from sports betting to clear the mind? During the football season, you have to do it, I think. Otherwise, you're going to get burned out at some point. Email here is ftm@vsin.com. You can hit us up on X at vsin live, at Mitch Moss Radio, at Pauly Howard. This is a good email from MacTavish. He brought kids together with dads. My dad took me to WrestleMania 3.
Yes.
I took him to 23. No matter what was going on, we can always talk wrestling. My dad and I couldn't even tell. My grandpa loved wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't even tell you how many hours my dad and I, watched together of Hulkamania and, some of the other, the Ultimate Warrior, Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
And then my uncle would order all the pay-per-views too in the mid to late 80s as well. You have that, yeah. Bring the family together.
Yeah. Dan Goodwin says to get at night around midnight as I fall asleep, I put old 80s wrestling on every single night. It's the end of my day. It's my way to relax and to get away. Matthew's chiming in. My buddy was there at the Mid-Hudson Civic Center in Poughkeepsie, New York when he slammed Andre the Giant. The place went absolutely nuts. Las Vegas locally, a great Twitter account put out a photo today of Hulkamania in the ring. I think it was with Jimmy Hart. The WrestleMania out at Caesar's Palace. I think it was at WrestleMania 9, maybe?
I didn't know that. Okay.
But
that's the other thing. I mean, these guys are just characters.
Oh, my God,
I mean, Ric Flair, what these guys, we've interviewed Ric Flair, we mentioned Kevin Nash already. You could talk to these guys for hours of stories.
The stories, and they're so good on the mic.
And watch the Andre the Giant documentary, too, on HBO, by the way. I mean, that also can tie in. But that's, to think what this guy was pulling off and doing in the mid-'80s, to go, I'm a real American. He had his own anthem with the song, and then to say in the prayers, eat your vitamins, to be in the Rocky movie, and was just... Again, that's how I would rank them. I would go Michael Jackson, Hulk Hogan, and probably Eddie Murphy for the top celebrities, entertainers, whatever, in the mid to early 80s.
That was the 80s. But it continued into the 90s for sure and beyond.
Yeah.
That the heel turn for the NWO for life, that was in 1996. Mm. So, I mean, the shelf life of this guy has been... Mark says on X he tries to watch whatever we suggest for TV series or movies to get away. TV shows are a big one for me.
Me too.
Yeah.
And there's so much of it now. It's incredible.
Oh, yeah.
All these streaming services.
Jessica chiming in. Music and movies, 70s, 80s, and 1960s classic rock. I try to watch a lot of, I try to listen to a lot of music as well during the day.
Yeah.
I'm not Richie Bachelari, but I try to anyway.
Little Black Sabbath, little Pink Floyd, baby. Yeah.
Not Pink Floyd, ever.
Right there.
J Bub says he watches Vegas Matt on social media. That's the guy who
really?
Does. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why? I'd like to get Vegas Matt on the show sometime.
So would I, yeah. But he's got it down Instagram. They're only I like the stuff on YouTube that goes like 10, 15 minutes. And these people just stream an entire session. I'll tell you a pretty good one is Mr. Handpay. Check him out.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, Mr. Handpay will put some stuff. This guy will play like $250 a push in that Huff and Puff game. Crazy.
Wow.
That's good too. Not bad. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a great story. He's in that book that Kaplan wrote.
Oh, that makes sense.
Advantage Players. Yeah. I think the guy was in real estate, moved here, recorded a video, saw how many views it got, and said, hey, I might have something here. Sure enough, he did.
Yeah. Legal Gambler on X says, I asked the question, what do you do to relax or get away when you need a break from betting? He said, I bet on something else. People like to fire. They'll bet on anything.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you I was in Highlight? I was in Miami, and we were this close to going to Highlight to watch it live in person. I think they said it was kind of a shady part of Miami, so you might want to be careful. But I think that would have been cool. I don't have that story to tell. Yeah. I wish I did. Hey, we went to a Highlight, game or match, whatever it's called. I bet on it, and
big action. Right?
I lost $400.
Yeah, right.
Got my middle finger cut off.
Right. Al Bernstein, cockfighting.
Cockfighting, yeah. Adam Burke on the program next. A couple of college football win totals and a best bet in baseball tonight.